Hello, and welcome to another episode of AWS Tech Tales. I'm your host, Matt Burke.
And I am your co-host, Samara Reaño. Welcome back, everyone.
Everyone, let us know in the chat who's out there, where you're tuning in from. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. And maybe they were waiting for us, Matt. Like, where are Matt and Samara?
We're a couple minutes behind because we are attempting something never done in a Tech Tales show before. We are bringing in multiple guests, multiple rooms. We have a room of our esteemed SA colleagues in Austin tuning in right now because they've been working really hard on putting together a hackathon, and we're really excited to present some of their
Content, yeah.
projects with you later today. Sam, welcome back to the show. Hey,
Hi,
Sam. Thanks
Sam.
for tuning in.
Oh,
So we,
joining from London. Thank
oh
you for
wow,
adding
I
us
didn't
to
know
your
Sam was from London. It's
afternoon. Yeah.
always afternoon. It's late. It's evening
Your
over there.
evening. Yeah.
Ahmed Salah, hello, welcome to the
Hello. Thank you for
show.
joining.
Yuri
Oh,
edits.
Erie. Hi, Erie. Welcome back.
We've got a lot of favorites today. Ahmed from
Algeria. Look at that.
Algeria. Yeah, wow. So this is, I think we've got so we're showing we have a global audience here, which I think is really important because the topic today is going to be talking about inclusive cloud
Mhm.
applications. And so to tackle that topic, we've got a bunch of guests that are going to come in to talk through it. And then we're going to bring in these essays to talk through the hackathon. I'm like really excited about.
So, yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Samara.
I was gonna say I'm so excited because, like you said, we have never done this type of layout show before. So I'm excited to see with all the different faces we're gonna be having through coming today and talk about the different services and how they work them through their projects. So I'm very excited.
So, if you've never seen a Tech Tales episode before, this is the show where we talk about real life customer issues, what you can do to solve them. And typically, we'll talk about a specific service, a
Mhm.
feature, a problem you might have. And today, we're going to dig into what accessibility means when you're building applications from the developer standpoint, from an architect standpoint. And I think we should just dive right in. We're already 7 minutes in. I'm going to bring our esteemed colleagues and guests, Yash and Phoebe, onto the show to give us a little bit more on the topic. So please, everyone, give them a round welcome. Yash, Phoebe,
Hello.
welcome to Tech Tales. Thanks so much for
Welcome.
joining.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
great to meet everybody here today.
So for our viewers, can each of you just go and say who you are, what you do here at AWS, a brief introduction?
Yeah, for sure. I can go ahead and go first. My name is Phoebe Swerkin. I am a solutions architect here at AWS. So I've been working with Yash on our ID&E podcast chat internal live stream, for it's almost been like 2 years now, Yash. So
Oh, congratulations.
I know. It's exciting stuff. But we've been working on this initiative for a really long time. And like you were mentioning, sometimes it's nice to do a spinoff, figure out different things. And yeah, ultimately we got to work with Matt and your team, and we got to throw on this incredible hackathon, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But Yash, if you want to keep it going in terms of your intro.
Absolutely, Phoebe. Hi, everyone. I'm Yash Chaudhary. I'm an operations manager with the AWS support engineering team. Based out of Maryland, Eastern time zone. My background as such. Uh, been with AWS for close to 5 years now. Feels forever, but we like to say one thing. It's always day one. So just getting started. Other than that, I've managed teams across development and security. Those are my two big things. And I think Phoebe already segued into it. I also found this podcast, which is called Voices of Inclusive Culture, where we like to talk about a lot of things. Stuff like inclusive hiring practices, cultural celebration inclusion, mental health inclusion. Awesome stuff. So when Matt, the host of this awesome Tech Tale show, invited us for a collab, my team and I had a challenge. We had to go back to the whiteboard. Think about how could we partner up together to bring the best of both worlds. So at the end of the day, here we are, and we don't want to take too much time. Matt, are you ready to begin with us?
Yeah, just really quick, wanted to acknowledge in the comments we've got Hoy joining from Pakistan. So we really have a global
Global
group
audience
today
today.
from London, from Algeria, from Pakistan. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm sure we're going to get more over the course of the hour, and just keep those comments coming as we move through the demonstration. So I know, Yash, did you want me to start with bringing up your screen, or you want to give a little intro before I do?
No, let's bring up the short demonstration and we'll introduce the topic as we go.
Great.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's start with this short demo. First of all, I'm going to ask the audience, Matt, Zamara, Phoebe, all of you, what do you see on my screen right now?
I see
Just your
Google. I see
browser.
Chrome. Yeah.
A browser?
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. Anything peculiar with this browser? Anything else?
Let us know in
it's-
the chat. Like, let us
Okay.
know if what you. There's something here that's maybe different from default. So chat, let us know. I think Samara, you had a.
I always
possible
pay
answer.
attention. I always pay attention to color. So I was just gonna bring out that there is a lack of color in this browser.
Fair, fair. That is definitely true. So let me ask you all this then. Right now, you see this dark themed Chrome browser.
Yeah, and we have dark web page
Dark
from
web page,
Ahmed
yeah.
Zala. Thanks, Ahmed.
Exactly, right? How many of you do you use the dark theme in your browser, maybe in your phone, or maybe in your GPS application like Waze, Google, or Apple Maps?
So Sam says, yeah, that's dark mode. I mean,
Dark
I
mode.
use it. I use it all the time. I don't use it by default. I use it at night.
Sam says me, so there you go. Somebody else, me never, and I
Ahmed said
agree. I don't
never,
like
never.
using
Okay.
it. Yeah, if it's by default, I change it back because I just don't prefer it that way. So
Really? That's great. I feel like the light mode just hurts my eyes. Like everything
At
has
night.
dark mode.
Like
at night.
searing your retina.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I can see
that's
how
fair.
that. Yeah.
I would say this. I think I was going to ask you all, why do you use it? But I think you already gave me some answers there too. Maybe in the night
We
it's
have
easier
somebody
for your
else.
Rachel
eyes.
said they do auto for sunset, sunrise. That's what I do too on my
Fair
computer.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good reasoning too. I guess audience already knows the questions I was thinking about asking. So let me just say this. With this small demonstration, let's open up to what we want to talk about today. Accessibility. You see, this dark theme is also really an accessibility in disguise. The white background that creates more glare, which can be uncomfortable for the eyes. And also, over the long period, your eyes can get tired when you're looking at the white screen all day long. Whereas dark themes offer less contrast. So it reduces that hey, I want to switch off, switch to the dark theme on the auto mode. So totally makes sense. Also, there is something that I found when I was researching a little bit. In 2020, Twitter analysis that revealed 63% people found that dark mode was more comfortable and they preferred it or requested it for their health reasons.
So
Now, that's
Samara,
a
you're
big
in the other 37%.
I was wondering. I was like, wow, look, 30% more of people agree with me.
And if you go deep into that research too, Zamar, you kind of figure out that people who have light sensitivity, I didn't even know this was called photophobia. So I learned something new while deep diving a little bit. They were part of this study too, and they were the primary users where they were concerned for their health. So that's a big figure if you ask me, the 63%. Cool. So it's really easy to think at the end of the day that accessibility, when we throw out that term, it is only used for disabled folks. But just with this dark theme short demonstration, we can see in real time action how accessibility really benefits everyone, right? How do you all feel?
So Hoy's also asking, what are we going to see today? So I think that's going right into what you're about to dive into, Yash.
That is true. We've got a lot of demos for you. So hold on to your topics right there. We'll get to it. That's topics. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Let's do another test then. I'm going to change my browser tab. I'm going to ask the same question again. What do you all, the audience, Zamara, Phoebe, Matt, all of you, what do you see on my screen now?
You got your app. Your app.
I mean, yeah, you have my app, and then you have like login, password, task, and then kind of like a smaller picture, I guess.
Rachel says a login. You've got those New York City cabs. That's where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Love New York City. Gonna visit you, Matt, one day.
Yeah.
But that is awesome. That is awesome. Great observations there. Those are the things that I wanted you to see. Now, can you see anything happening on this website?
Well, I
Any?
don't see your mouse moving. What
Yeah,
are you-
like we see like you're trying to go through like different options in the browser.
Fair, fair, fair. Those are good remarks too. So right now, what you noticed me doing was I just tried to cycle through the fields of this application through keyboard navigation. Simply put, I was just pressing tab on my keyboard so that I could interact with the elements of this application. But the real big question here is this: was it, visually speaking, easy to understand what I was doing? How did you all feel?
I don't know. Did our audience, the chat, did you see anything happening? I
Did you
didn't. But
see?
my screen is smaller than theirs.
Yeah, for me, I just caught it like something was moving on the top, and then I started following, and then I was like, oh, that's what it is. It was kind of like when you play hide and seek, you're like, let me see, I'm supposed to find it.
True, true, true. If I was in your shoes, Amara, I think I would feel the same too. Like I couldn't tell what is going on. Maybe okay, I would catch the highlight after 2 minutes. Maybe, maybe.
But
So
that's because you brought it to our attention, not because we actually saw a change taking place.
fair, fair. So we can all agree that it was hard to track where the cursor was or which element am I really trying to interact with. This really shows you how inaccessible sometimes a site or an application can be. Or at least my app here was definitely inaccessible in those terms. Now, there might be a solution here. There might be a very simple solution here. So that solution is called WCAG 2.4.7.
Say that one more time.
Okay, I'll say it again. It's called WCAG 2.4.7. Focus visible. I know it's a big term. Now, I know, Matt, what you might be thinking. What is WCAG? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So let's back up for a second. Just, I might have jumped too forward right now. So here's the thing. How many of you knew that there is a technical standard established for accessibility before this live stream today? Did anyone know that?
Let us know in the chat. I didn't.
That's fair.
I was
That's fair.
about to call out acronym and say, hey, what does that stand for?
That's a good question. I would ask that question like, hey, what is WCAG? So let's jump right into it. WCAG is called the Web Content Accessibility Guideline. It is an internationally recognized technical standard that was established by your W3C, which is your World Wide Web Consortium. For anyone who doesn't know W3C, that's who is governing the internet that you're using today. This live stream too is being governed by the W3C regulations itself. So, yeah. So they made this technical standard to make the web content accessible to people, not just with disabilities, but to every person out there. Because again, accessibility is for everyone. That's what we want to make sure everyone understands. Now let's talk about this WCAG 2.4.7 that I threw 2 seconds ago and kind of confused everyone out. Let's open that WCAG 2.4.7 for a second here. It's a simple standard which just says, hey, our goal is we want to make sure users know which element has the keyboard focus. So we are just saying, like, is there a visible indicator that we can have so that it's easier for these people who might have who are using the keyboard navigation. Without a focus indicator, they will have issues interacting with that website. We want to make sure that they are able to interact. Now let's see this in action, right? Let's try Google, for example. I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to look for something. I want to buy some milk for my dog. So, milk for dog, as an example. If I try to press tab right now, you'll notice the visual indicator on that lactose intolerant or the link that you just saw, or for example, the AI mode, the all tab up there. It's much easier. It's much easier to see it because they understand that we want to make sure these sites are accessible. So at least we can say Google is accessible for everyone, which we can see it in action. Now, this is a very simple example with the dog food. What would I need to do if I wanted to change between this app that I had right now? How would I make this more accessible? All we really have to do is in our CSS element, we just have to add the focus visibility in there. So I'm going to stop here for a second. Phoebe, do you want to do the honors and show the people how can we do that?
Yeah, of course. I would love to demo that. Can everybody see my screen?
I'm going to pull yours in. Give me 1 sec. We're going to do a quick transition. Okay, now we're back.
Okay, awesome. So right here we have just, again, what Yash was talking about. So if I were to click, you can see that now it's kind of highlighted in red, right? So ultimately what we're trying to exemplify is with that visual element, how you can help enhance that user experience. We can even play around with it, say, make it bigger. What is chat? Give me a color right now to change it with. What color do we want to see?
Let us know in the chat what colors you want. There's all my funny thing about doing this and asking chat is there's always like a slight delay.
Purple.
Purple.
Green.
I'm going to go with purple because it's the first one I heard, but feel free to utilize this tool yourself. So we'll go again and see now that I've increased it, it has that solid purple background, right? So this is just one example of how the WCAG standard helps enhance some of your web applications. So essentially when users are navigating with keyboard functionality instead of mouse functionality or need that like enhancement for whatever disability they have, such as limited sight or something like that, that can be a further enhancement in that regard. So let's move on a little bit as well for those in the audience that might be colorblind or just as you get older, right? Things are harder to see, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But with our wonderful contrast checker, my goodness, it's a tongue twister. Anyway, so you see we have this ratio, right? And based on this text, you can see it pretty well, right? So if I were, all right, chat, what color do we want? Do we want to go green, neon?
Yeah, I had a green, previously, so.
Okay, awesome. So we'll go green. And you see that now the contrast checker is failing, right? Why is that? It's not as easy to read. So we can play with the lightness. And you see now it starts to pass once it goes down. I think it completely changed the color, actually. There we go.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's like failing everything.
Yeah. So
there you go.
Like, according to our contrast checker, it's not going to pass on the green font until we get to that 7.781, right? And this is just going to be a standard developed by the WCAG that you can look more into. But this is something that I would highly recommend when you are starting to build those websites, right? Starting to understand like, hey, what color font should I use? What color background should I use, right? Because you also do have that option. We can give it that Christmas color, right? But unfortunately, it's not as easy to read. So as we play with it more, it passes, it fails. So that's just something to keep in mind because those that do have color blindness, that is something you do need to keep in mind. And this checker is a great tool that can help increase your awareness and understand like, oh, hey, maybe my friends who are blue, green, red, blue colorblind, I can see this, but maybe they can't. So that standard's a very good mechanism for having that check, right? And these are just going to be some of our documents that, again, as you can see, it just dives more into the different texts, right? So that's something I definitely wanted to cover with y'all. So for everybody's favorite part, the AWS side, right? So we have a lot of great AWS services. And as we were mentioning in the beginning, we did run a little hackathon to our solutions architects who will demo their solutions they built today. But I just wanted to high level talk about what we have right now in AWS. And this is not a limit, right? We have so many more AWS services that can also aid in making your web applications more inclusive. So right here we have Amazon Polly. It is our text-to-speech service. So what you can do is it will allow, maybe you have some users that are blind or can't see the user screen as well. You can implement Polly into your applications, and just a brief demo. So
we might not be able to hear it because it's coming out of your speakers. So, but folks can test it out on their own. Or I mean, a good example of Polly, right, is if anyone's got an Alexa in their house that's using pretty much like some of the same services in the back end.
That's so true. That's a great point, Matt. Yeah, definitely take out Polly for a try for sure. And then again, we have Amazon Translate. So if any of your users do need that transcription or that translation, let's start with English and chat. What language would we like as the target language today?
We can do, let's see, we got French Canadian on there. What does chat think?
What do you all want to see?
Danish. What's impressive to me is as you're scrolling is how many languages
are available. Yeah.
Zamara always wants to pick Spanish because then she can check the engine for us.
So I can make sure it's accurate.
Yeah.
We can go with Spanish.
Oh, look, somebody else also wanted Spanish. There you go.
Do you want to go with Mexican Spanish or just, it looks like OG Spanish?
You can put a Spanish ES. Yeah. I'm assuming that's things. Okay.
All right. Hello. It is so nice to see everyone today.
Okay. Hola, es un placer verlos a todos hoy. Perfect.
You got the screen bigger. I really missed after it went on to try to read it.
I anticipated it and I made it bigger.
There you go. That's another enhancement you need for your day-to-day. So, and then finally, we have transcribe. So if you do have users that maybe need that transcription, I know definitely whenever I'm taking meetings, especially, I do. What are you saying? I don't know. Sometimes it's not the best audio, right? But transcribe is one of those great services where it can transcribe that audio to that text format and then further enhance that if you do want to then use Amazon Translate to transcribe. Oh my goodness, tongue twisters today. Get that transcribe, right? Put it into Translate, and then you can convert that to any language that you would like. But let's go ahead, start the streaming. So it is a wonderful Monday, and I had kava for lunch today. It was very delicious. And I think that the color purple is the best color.
I think it got pretty much everything except it thought kava was with a K.
Kava, yeah.
Kava was with a K. So unfortunately, I would give it 90% accuracy in this, but pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, pretty good.
But yeah, ultimately, what we're trying to emphasize to all your viewers here today is don't think that web accessibility is an afterthought, right? There are a lot of people, there's over 96 of web pages that aren't always considering that, hey, Susan may not be able to see as well as Cody, or somebody needs that text because they're deaf and they can't hear as well, or I'm colorblind and I can't see blue-green, but I need to be able to actually distinguish that text on the page. So that's really the reason why we did run this hackathon today with our solutions architects here in the Austin office at AWS. And they came up with some brilliant solutions that we're going to show you here today. So Matt, if you want to take it from here.
Yeah, sure. I just want to have a quick comment on the screen from Victor. Victor, hey Victor,
Hi,
welcome.
Victor.
If folks want to share their favorite AWS service that we just talked about, whether you love Poly, Transcribe, and even Amplify, let us know if you've used them at all. But otherwise, I'm going to um, do another transition and bring them in. Now, before I do that, so the screen gets too cluttered. I don't know if Yash or Phoebe, if one of you wants to step off the stream for a moment to let our guests in. Which one of you will volunteer as tribute?
I'll volunteer. I'll go ahead.
Okay, all right, folks. I'm gonna bring in. They already pulled them. You already two disappeared. Already pulled them off. All right, I'm gonna pull in Muni and Garima. I'm gonna do our quick transition and get them on stage.
Perfect.
Muni, Garima, Team
Hello.
Genie, welcome to the show.
Team Genie,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you all?
We're
Doing
great.
good.
How are you?
Very good.
Super excited to be here.
Awesome. So for our viewers, just have a quick introduction from each of you.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Garima Seth. I am an accessibility practitioner, and I work for AWS training and certification. I'm very passionate about accessibility, but to be honest, I have little background in coding. But this hackathon provided a great opportunity to bring a problem statement, which I shared with the team. And we had a team of engineers and non-engineers. So we had a great mix where we came with a big problem statement and we tried to solutionize a problem that could have real life application. So super excited, and over to my teammate.
Hi, everyone. This is Muni. I am a TAM. I joined Amazon like 3 months back. And I
Oh,
finished
wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here as well. And along with us, we have Sanju and Nance, who are SDs are with us too. We are part of one team now, as part of Team
Awesome.
Genie. Yeah.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit more about the problem that you tried to solve at like the beginning of the hackathon.
Yep. Before we start, are you able to see our screen, the presentation?
I will pull it up right now. Give me
Yeah.
one moment. Okay.
Okay. Before we talk about the problem statement, we wanted to share our vision for Project Genie. Genie
Sure.
stands for Guided Empowerment for Navigating Independence and Engagement. And that's the goal we went with. How can we engage people with disabilities and make them independent to have digital access? So, and we wanted it to be an AI-powered accessibility tool. So the problem, as you asked the big problem that we were going with was the reality, the ground truth, right? According to World Health Organization, 16% of the world population has some sort of disabilities, major disabilities, and if you really see the numbers, they're accounting for physical disabilities, hearing disabilities, vision impairments, speech, etc. But they're also missing things like cognitive disabilities, dyslexia, ADHD, and the likes. So I would still say 1.3 billion is a smaller number compared to what really exists. So we have a large population, but one thing that really struck me when I was learning about accessibility was that people are not just disabled by their physical impairments, they're actually disabled by lack of access. And if you really see digital accessibility, 3% of our internet today is accessible, really, for all people of disabilities. WebAIM had done an analysis in 2023, and they analyzed 1 million homepages, and they found out that 96.3% of homepages had VCAG to conformance failures.
Oh no, that's so much.
Yes. And while there are a lot of companies that are working towards accessibility, right? There are some proactive companies like Amazon. If you go to amazon.com or AWS, you'll see that we're largely working on making our console as well as our websites very accessible. But there are a large portion of websites which are totally inaccessible and people don't even have inclination or knowledge of how to make it accessible. So that was our big problem. And we wanted, I'll pause there if you have questions on this problem.
No, I think if folks have questions, please hit us
Yeah,
up in the
drop them in
chat.
the
But
chat.
otherwise, we'll stop you if anyone has anything burning on our end.
Perfect. So the solution we wanted to create was real-time support. Like, how can we provide real-time assistance? Because we don't want to deny access to people just because a website is inaccessible. So our vision is to create a AI-powered platform, basically a widget. We are planning to make it a Chrome extension, which would be powered by AWS infrastructure. We have a lot of services. Some of the examples were already given in the Twitch already. And we just wanted to use the existing features of AWS platform. And we wanted to provide, for example, we also have a lot of testing tools that we have, which can provide you the state of accessibility for a particular website. So we wanted to pick these two ideas and merge them together. So what our Genie Chrome extension would do is, so let's say a user enables it and they want to access a particular website and they switch it on. The widget would analyze the website for accessibility failures and provide a bridge, real-time assistance using a lot of features, which my friend Muni will demonstrate to you. But think about a picture of an environment where the website is not accessible, and our widget would provide or enhance the accessibility of an inaccessible website. So that's our solution.
Awesome. I can't wait to see it.
Sure. Yeah. So with that being said, to add the core features that we have with our accessibility platform is for text-to-speech, image description, document analysis, and speech-to-text to start with. And we have more features in the works now. And
so we're kind of pulling all the things that Phoebe talked about together now.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. And we are not real developers who work day to day on coding, but nowadays everyone is a coder, right? We have the awesome QCLI that we have leveraged today, and whatever our goal is for today within the window time for this hackathon, we have asked QCLI with what requirements we need, right? We wanted proper backend with fast API for robust AWS integration for all the services, and for front end, we did not choose React.js, but QCLI suggested that and made use of React.js to have very good front end for us, and we made it Dockerized so that we'll be able to deploy it across our team or on any other environments as well. And also we have aligned our AWS services and we integrated with Amazon Poly, or recognition, or text track and transcribe services.
Can folks in the chat what does recognition do? Let us know. We didn't cover that one, so I wonder if they know off the top of their head. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
In the demo.
Just some trivia for the audience.
Yeah. Okay, and sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if nobody's played with recognition, great tool as well, for sure. For the chat. This is at the chat. I know everybody here has.
Cool. Yeah. Also, as I said, we are adding more features to it, like ASL recognition and for multi-language support. And we are trying to have an app that can be accessible on iPhone or Android phones. And our goal is to make this as a free app for everyone to make use of, and be accessible in their hands or in their forefront at any time. And we like to partner with the various users and other interested parties who can invest into our app idea as well. And please spread the word and join our beta program. So with that being said, I'll quickly share another screen. I may have to share my browser to give a small demo.
Do you want us to pull out your screen for now for you to switch? Yeah.
Yeah,
And then let us know when you're ready to
Okay.
pull it up again.
Yeah.
And reminder to the audience, if you have any questions while the team is going through the demo, feel free to drop them in the chat and Matt and I will bring them forward.
So
ready now.
one thing I wanted to add was the demo that Muni is going to show today is the second part of our app and widget, which is providing the real-time assistance. The first part would be using existing accessibility workflow checkers. We have a few tools within Amazon. We were hoping to use Envinced, which checks for accessibility, but we could not integrate in real time today because of paucity of time. But we did.
Yeah, I want to stress to folks that Team Genie built this today.
Today.
This is part of the hackathon. So
I wanted to ask, how
Yeah.
long did you have?
It was
Like,
like hours, and I think first 15 was me just introductions, and then they got some lunch. So maybe 2.5 is the correct estimate, I would say. But beautiful job, honestly.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. So I hope you're able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Genie accessibility platform showing up, right?
Yep, we can see it.
Cool. Okay, so we have various accessibility settings to zoom in or for using any high contrast mode as required, and select Wix text size. And as part of first feature that we have for text to speech, we have leveraged AWS Poly service that can have like a real human type text or to speech generation. As you see here, I have generated a file.
I don't think we're able to hear, right, Matt?
Yeah, you don't need to hear that audio there. So it is basically transcribing from text to speech feature.
Mhm.
And for here, for image description, we have a camera option here. As I said, once we have this as an app for iPhone or Android users, they should be able to activate the camera option through Siri or voice activated mode and be able to take a picture of it. And once you take a picture of it, we make use of yeah, go for it. So we are using AWS recognition service, and that is sharing us here both in text and speak description, voice description. I mean, like it says that the image shows face, head, person, photograph, and a portrait. As you see that, and it is telling what detected objects it has and giving an almost accurate results there. Also, as part of another feature for file upload and audio description, for people with any partial vision issues, say for example, I have a sample file that has a blurry image and I'm not able to read that image, so I will be able to attach that file here, and using AWS service called AWS Text it will be able to generate us the audio description and the text output also. So here, so it is trying to explain one of the customer use case leveraging AWS Transform and how beneficial it is for them to make use of AWS services. But it was a blur image, and it is able to read through it for us. And similarly here, one more feature, it is doing a live transcript using AWS Transcribe service, and it is giving us live text, speech to text output also here. And yeah, as I said, it's completely powered by Amazon Q. And yeah, we are not real coders. It's all giving the CLI the prompt, proper prompt we needed, right? That's where it all matters. The context that we provide to the AI matters. So that is how we are able to build it today. And we are looking forward to take it further and have this platform or application in everyone's hands for everybody's accessibility.
So right now this is running localhost on your computer, or how is it running?
Correct. Right now it is running on our local host, and we should be able to deploy it. And we are trying to convert it to mobile application friendly app also.
Yeah, we had a few weeks ago on the show, we went from having something like this that was running locally. We had a calculator, and then the chat said, hey, what if you made that calculator with dark mode? And then if you put it in a public website, and then you put it behind CloudFront. So if you wanted to deploy this, you could get it online very quickly.
Yeah, we were trying to do that, but we didn't have enough time for today. But yeah, next step is
we scrambled them to get them onto the show, folks. We could have had a link for you if we didn't rush them.
Yeah, no, but one thing that you had spoken initially was accessibility is not just for people with disabilities. It is for enhancing a user experience for everybody.
Mhm.
As we are aging, we need all these features ourselves. So as I see it, I am, whenever I think about accessibility, I'm developing for my future self. So that's something that we should all keep in mind.
That's a great way to put it because, like, I think I joke with Matt every single week about me having to squint or for him to increase the font or maximize his screen. So I agree 100% with you.
So, folks in the chat, let us know, like, is there a widget that you don't see here that you would have liked to see? Is there a widget that you'd want to use in your day to day? I know for me, like, I know I see everyone has their closed captionings on by default if they're watching Netflix or something. And then I turn on the closed captioning for like all my Zoom meetings and things now. Just because then if I didn't catch what somebody says, I can just reread the transcript. And that's what you're doing live in one of these widgets, which I love.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. I'm curious actually. I saw you have the coming soon ASL. What is that going to look like? Do you guys know exactly how you want to implement that yet, or what is the thought process?
We are still thinking on how we can implement it. We are trying to explore if we have any AWS services to make this happen. So we are still in the research time, I would say.
Yeah, and we are aware of a few teams in our core team who have worked with a similar feature. So we plan to integrate that. What they do is they using AI, they convert text into sign language. They've been able to do it. So we did not have that knowledge, so we could not implement it. But I think we should collaborate with a lot of other teams who are doing great work internally, and hopefully as a video is going, just like we are able to convert speech into text and have live captions, hopefully in the future we'll be able to have ASL live as well.
And
Nice.
so this begs the question: you have Powered by Amazon Q. Can you share some like I don't want you to give away all your secret sauce, but like how you prompted to get to this point, or how did you tweak it to get to this point in such a short amount of time?
Yeah, that's where the learning part was for me too. Initially, I tried to deploy this. QCLI was like, give me very basic app, and I tried to modify that and add more features. It was getting complex. I was like, I want to add all the features in one prompt. It was not liking it, and I was getting mixed result every time. So I thought, it takes step by step. First I build the backend, and then with all the databases and schemas that I need for my web page, and then I have given instructions on what kind of front end I need, and then I want to dockerize it because I want all my team members also to be able to deploy it as a backup, right? Demo
Yep.
bots have been nice for us today. We're able to demo it, but if in case my laptop broke, I wanted my team also to be able to run it, right? So we have dockerized it so that it can be easily deployed on any platform. So that was like step-by-step instructions we had to give for QCLI to come up with proper format that we wanted for today.
I love that he thought of high availability, even in the case of something went wrong on his end. I love that.
And the fact that we were using a lot of existing services like Poly, Textract, and Transcribe, that made our life easier too.
Mhm.
Phoebe, can you tell us a little bit about, I know they're watching from the room, any of the other apps that folks came up with, any other interesting ideas that you wanted to share with the viewers?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I guess like the biggest reason why we were starting a little late is the competition was very fierce today. We had a application for cooking, and it would read out with the keyboard navigation, be able to like read you the recipes. So that was definitely a fan favorite just because everybody loves to cook and everybody hates looking things up. So that was definitely a fan favorite. There actually was another team that did figure out the ASL. I think they use recognition still. I'm not exactly sure about the logistics, but they were able to get the video and then do the sign language. Granted, the demoer did give that statement where they weren't really fluent in ASL, so we only got like the hello, but it was pretty good from what I saw. Obviously, there was no rigorous testing going on, so can't validate the extent of it, but it looked great. ultimately, we did go with Team Genie just because we felt as though they were covering all the aspects of not only, people that maybe need enhancements with sight, seeing, colors, navigation, and all that good stuff. So we felt as though they had the full picture, and then the passion, the one team, it just all kind of came together. So Genie is definitely an interesting use case because I have never seen somebody develop something so complete in such a short amount of time. Let's see.
That's cute for you. Not to take
No.
anything away from Muni and Garima. They did an excellent job. But it's awesome to see like how quickly you can be empowered to build something like this. And it's working. It's working well right here
It's working well.
live.
And I was gonna say, my hats off to you all for being able to within like a 3-hour time span, be able to build this. Not only build this, but then get ready to come and present it live in front of a live audience. That is a lot to deal with in one day.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
So yes, point Q is. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Matt. Q is crazy. If the audience has not played with it yet, again, highly encourage everybody because I guess the core message from today is we even had participants that weren't really that technical, weren't SDs, didn't really have that much experience, and Q really gave them that tool to be able to actually get that hands on the keyboard, understand, and go from dev to production within a couple hours. And that's incredible, especially for people that don't have that background experience,
I think it's awesome. We got a comment from chat saying this is exciting that they'll be at reInvent 2025. So much excited this big event. Liam, nice. I hope if this is your first reInvent, that's awesome. Like there's so much to look forward to. It's such a big event. Very happy. Like let us know if there's anything particularly you're excited about for the sessions. But awesome, guys.
Yeah, I was just going to ask a question to Muni and Garima. Is this the first time that you guys participated in a hackathon? First time winning a hackathon?
Yes, for me, I can speak for myself. It was actually, I found out about it in the morning. And since I'm so passionate about accessibility, I said, how did I miss it? And so gracious, she said, there's one team who's looking for one member. And I just jumped in and the teammates were amazing.
Oh, nice.
And this is my first hackathon, and to be a winner is like I'm on cloud 9.
There you go. Perfect.
This is my second time for me. Last month we had a team offsite in Miami, and that was the first time most of my team
nice.
UCLI. We did not win, but it was more of AWS specific services that we built that time. But this is great learning. Again, I was not very clear. I thought I was very preliminary in first time, but this time I spent in deep to understand exactly how it works. So great experience now.
That's great.
And while we're waiting, I know Yash is still in backstage. If Yash, you want to come on video and join us. So there he is. Yeah.
There he is.
As we start to kind of wrap up the episode, if you want to give some of your thoughts on the app and the hackathon in general. I don't know how much you were zooming in.
Absolutely. I think looking through the different apps, I loved it. There were mouse tracker accessibilities in there. There were things like Bedrock, Q, Claude, a lot was used today. So I can tell you, the experience was amazing. It was hard for us as judges to figure out, which one is the best application. In my opinion, everyone won. I think we all, with those AWS services usage, we are trying to make it an accessible world for everyone with all of the stats that we have seen today. 96% is a very big number. We want to make sure that we make it a accessible world for everyone. So that's majorly it. But recapping everything, right? I think we learned today, most apps aren't accessible. We want to make sure that we all, as audience members, as developers, as non-developers, you may not have coding background. That is totally fine. Use Q, use Claude, use Bedrock. All of these services exist today. Make these small changes today that will help you to make your website, your applications for your customers, your clients, at the end of the day, accessible. That's big. AWS, It gives you ready-made services. We saw today a lot of them, be it Poly, be it Transcribe, be it Lex. I think, Matt, you touched on Alexa for a second there. If you want to make your conversational Gen AI, use the AWS Lex service right there. That's an amazing service. And with all of these demos, we saw that before the accessibility, there are so many issues that we don't think about, we take it for granted. But when you start seeing these demos, these applications, you start understanding a simple thing like visible indicator can be such a big thing for someone, right? You don't think about it every day, but that can be something big to someone. And I think the final thought with this hackathon, it really showed what can our builders in real time do with the tools that we have today. So I think my call to action for all of the audience is try adding at least one AWS service in your application this week, next week. Make it more accessible for your audience, and then let us know how did that journey go for you.
Thanks, Yash. And then Moody and Garima, what are your final thoughts?
I'm actually super excited at the possibilities. I don't think we want to stop here. As Muni was indicating, we want to create a beta and we want to collaborate with other accessibility teams within Amazon and get more professional help and make it a reality. Like, it will be super awesome to have this real-time assistance and make web accessible for all.
Yeah, definitely. To add on to that, it's a great opportunity for us to interact with other team members like solution architects and the SDEs in our team. So it's like one team. We're all together working on something for common good. So that's a great thing. That's a great experience for sure. And yeah, we want to keep doing this something on like this going forward too.
And
Awesome.
I would like to add, and I would really like to say thanks to the organizers here because they gave us a platform. I've been passionate for accessibility and I've done a lot of work for creating training content, our training and certification content accessible for people in accessibility. Our team does a lot, but I never thought I could work on a prototype of an app for accessibility, having no prior, like I have knowledge, but I have no practical implementation. So it was an amazing experience. So thank you for this.
No, I think it's a great call to action for the folks in the chat that have never tried to build something before. Maybe they're just learning about AWS for the first time. They're getting a bit overwhelmed. Phoebe, any final thoughts from you?
I mean, +1 to everybody. What everybody's been saying, I don't know how to top it. I mean, ultimately, like, it's down to the chat. It's down to the viewers. It's down to the individual. What can you do when you are part of those teams, when you are part of those projects, and just ensuring that you also think about the perspective of other people and when they are trying to utilize these applications and the differing user personas, how can you incorporate that back into ensuring that your application is accessible? It's accessible to everybody, not just the average Joe, because at the end of the day, we are one team, all right? Not just one team genie, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're all on this technological journey together. We all need to work with each other and be able to actually utilize these services with AWS, especially, that can help enhance that user experience. And people don't even realize, if you want to jump on an AWS immersion day, if you want to learn more about the AWS cloud, I encourage the audience, start Googling, start digging. Q developer, the best place to start if you're not a developer at all. I feel like it will transform your developing perspective, in my opinion, at least. But yeah, that's my call to action. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, thanks everyone. So really appreciate the time today. Big shout out to the Austin SA team. That shout out to Phoebe's team for putting together this hackathon. Mooney and Grima, again, congratulations on winning. And now you get to share your creation with the world. For Tech Tales, folks, we are back next week, same time, same place, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, for our final episode of the season.
And you believe it.
Yeah, can you believe it? I think we've had about, I want to say 80 plus episodes of Tech Tales. We're going to take a little break after next week and get prepped for the new year. but we really hope that you tune in for the last episode of the season. And I'm really glad that our experiment here paid off of doing this
Yes.
big event over there. Thank you so much. It's so chaotic of us trying to get this together at the last second, right before we went live, but it turned out amazing. So thank you all, and we'll see you all next week. Victor, have a great day to you. And thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for joining.
Bye-bye.